Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to part 6, of my visit to Brackley Antique Cellar in Brackley. And so first of all I've got to say I highly recommend going to Brackley. I know I didn't buy much, and what I did buy I can't figure it out, but there were other things that was kind of like really tempting me. So there are bargains to be had there, and I have highlighted a few bargains along the way. So this is the final part of my visit to Brackley, and so there's a few new bits, and then I'm going to revisit a few bits because, you know, I put these things out, people go, oh, you got that wrong, or I think that's right, or tell me something that I didn't know. And I thought I want to cover these because they're how can I say, I just want to cover them and finish it off, so and do a proper job, not just leave it hanging in the air. So anyway, so let's get on and look at some glass.
Looking at this rummer in the back, it says fine rummer. I think this is a copy. It's £38. I'm wondering, I don't think it's a Whitefriars one, but the glass is just so bright, and this is one of the things you need to be wary of. It's very bright, very refractive, which makes me think it's probably an early 20th century copy, and I'll show you a few just to get the idea of what I'm talking about.
So I'm looking at that rummer and trying to think out, how old is that? Now potentially it could be Victorian, but they were making that type of glass right into the middle of the 20th century even. So I've hunted high and low to try and pin it down, and unsuccessfully, but I thought I'd give you a couple of examples. So this is the whitefriarsglassworks.com website, and what year is this? This is the 1938 catalogue, and here we have, it would be this size, it'd be the goblet size, and so this would be very similar, but it doesn't have a ball knob on it. So yeah, it looks very much like in profile, looks very much like a early 19th century rummer. If I go over the page, one page forward, I think it's got, yes. So I have a slightly different shape. If this were early 19th century, this would count as a rummer as well. And you can see the bowl is shaped like, is a different bowl. It's more of a, I don't know what you call this shape. It's not OG, I don't think. But anyway, but this bit here is the same as the goblet we were looking at, or the rummer. So yeah, so this type of glass was being made in 1938. Tracking it down, I have looked through replacements.com, I have gone through eBay, I've googled like crazy, and no, I can't find it. I was hoping I would find at least one, even if they didn't know what it was, which means potentially that might push the date back, because if it was 20th century you're going to see more of them. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I don't think it's an early 19th century one at the very least. It potentially is an early 20th century one.
On the other hand, this glass here, because the rummer's just there and this one's down here, the one in the back there doesn't look bright, and I can see, I don't know if you can see, if you look at the foot, can you see there's like ripples in the foot? I think I can see there's got a broken pontle mark. So I think this one, this wine glass here, is sort of like around the 1800 mark, you know, might be 10, 20 years before or 10, 20 years afterwards, but I think that is the kind of age we're looking at for that one. And you can see also, look at the dark edges on it. Yeah, it's got colour.
I was pressing my nose against that cabinet window, and it was difficult to tell whether that glass was an old one or a new one. And I'll show you some things where you can go, oh yeah, that's definitely old, and this one's definitely, well, if not new, early 20th century. So this is the one that's early 20th century, okay. If I turn it over, it doesn't even have a pontle mark, it's been made with a gadget. Can you see them? Yeah, no, just got a spun foot. So this is a same shape glass. This is a Whitefriars. This pattern is called 1464. Earlier it was known, because it's actually originally from I think the 1880s, and I think it was a 900 originally, and then they changed the number later. But look at the way the foot is. It's quite very thin. Now this is either late 18th century or early 19th century, and if you look at the foot, look at the tool marking in that foot. Can you see how it's made? It's very different. It has a broken pontle just here. It's not the most prominent broken pontle. It's come off quite nicely, but there is one there. And yeah, so if I just do that with the foot, and also you can see the colour in the glass. I know, I'll put it here, back here, you can see the colour in these two glasses as opposed to this one. It's not very clear. Even if I had completely white glass, I've tried even tipping it on its side to see, does it look, yeah. But this one here looks more like a 20th century one, but in actual fact, when you look at it here, do that with it, you can see actually this looks like a very handmade foot, and then you see if I can get it to focus, broken pontle mark in the middle there, and the colour, you can see, if you look at the edges here, you can see the colours of the glasses. I mean, this one is about as thick as this one. You can see that they're very different colours. So this one is not quite as lifted up as this one is, but yeah, you can see this is like a Georgian colour, and this is not. It's something you're going to have to learn, really, but you do quite often need to get your hands on the glass. If it's sitting in a cabinet, it's not always easy to tell, and you're also looking at wear and tear on the surface of the glass itself. But anyway, looking at that glass in the cabinet, I think it was more like this one than this one. I think it was an early 19th century glass. Probably, I think this one, just from the quality of the make and everything and the way it's done, I think this one is a late 19th century one. I think this one's a late 18th century, and this one's an early 19th century one. But that's just my thoughts, because all the glass houses were different, and some of them were probably not as good quality as others, so they might have been making good stuff earlier or bad stuff later, quality wise, of the actual making and quality of the glass. Anyway, yeah, so that's my thoughts on those glasses. I think the trumpet one was an early 19th century one.
A couple of Costa Boda kennel doggy series. We've got a Alsatian. Looks like it's got a small head for an Alsatian. Anyway, and Spaniel, which does look very spaniel-y. £48. So I know somewhere else I might be able to see some prices for these. So let's see how those look.
So this is the Mother Sweden website, and yes, Bertil Valen kennel series, and here are the little, I was going to say monkeys, but they're not, they're dogs, aren't they? The little doggies, I should say. And these are the two here, and does this one size for each one, so they don't come in multiple sizes like some of the other things do. It looks like the Alsatian is the biggest dog they do, and yeah, so thought I'd go and check some prices, and problem is the biggest one. So this is the Spaniel, it's 35 here plus postage. That's like 40 quid. So you could get it a little bit cheaper off eBay if you're willing to wait for it. Some prices are a bit all over the place, really. To be honest, I think you just have to be lucky. Look, this one, this dachshund is in Holland, and it's 58 pounds pretty much. I've got another dachshund, 65 pounds. So yeah, poodles 26, and then it's 47. Yeah, the prices are, I mean, they're in different, oh no, those are both in the United States. The prices are all over the shop. I think it's luck of the draw. It doesn't seem to be that the country seems to vary it. It's just luck of the draw. And I would say those are a bit pricey probably than you can get them at eBay, but you would have to wait for them because you've got this one, but the only Alsatian I think was in somewhere far off Sweden, I think it was. There it is. So yeah, it's going to cost you about the same actually, but it's got to come from Sweden. So anyway, that is the Bertel Valen Kennel series from 1977.
No, look down here. There's a Costa Motor Zoo animal. It's a rhino. I'm not sure if it's the biggest one. It's 58 pounds. Yeah, so it's not the cheapest one either. So we'll have a look at the sizes and see how that one matches up, and whether it's worth coming back for.
The rhino was £58. Yeah, it's from the Zoo series from 1975. It's Boda, it says here, not Costa Boda. I think this is just a year after the merge. And I think it's this bigger one that's 13 centimetres. And yeah, so I think the rhinos are quite rare. I did try to see if there was one for sale in the UK. This is what came up, this little gonky thing here. I don't think that is not the same as that. Now, if I scroll down, I won't do it because I create me a thing. There is this version. It doesn't look like that either. So this is a slightly newer version. What year is that from? 1982. So he did them sort of a bit more sort of abstract. And the rhino, yeah, it doesn't look like that one either. So I don't know what that is. We can go back here. Make it bigger. It looks like something he would do, but it's not the same. Unless it's from a completely different series, slightly different timeline, or it is just somebody else's. But if it isn't his, it means there are not. Actually, well, one thing I didn't do, let's go back here and see. I might be completely wrong here. I didn't think to do this. Hit sold, see what pops up. Oh, there's one. Sold on December the 5th. 13 cents. So that's a big one. It sold for 35 plus postage. It's really 39, really close to that. Any more for any more? So if you are patient, one will appear. That might be cheaper, it might not, because it looks like they're pretty rare.
Looking at this now, it's got loads of cut glass. I'm looking through it, and this is what pops out to me. It's a card holder. But look at the quality of that. That is, it's intaglio cut. It's on the back as well. And on the foot, look at that. This ball here makes me think Thomas Webb, maybe. Yeah. No mark. I've had a good look. But that is nice. A really good thing. And there's no price on it. It had these cards in it, which is what its purpose was for. It's probably like for a menu card or something like that. on a posh table. But yeah, or maybe it might be a actually it's quite a big hole there. It might be to put your serviette in it, so you'd have it all fan folding out at the top. But yeah, that's a really good quality thing.
So that little piece of glass, it's a cigarette holder. I've never seen, I might have seen one before but not realised what it was. So I did a search for cigarette holders, and yeah, there's several similar ones, and if I scroll far enough there's another one. There's lots of different models. And where is it gone? On a blue background. There we go. These two are actually exactly the same. Yeah, I've tried clicking through. It's sold on eBay so long ago, it doesn't give you anything. And also when you look at the description here, pair of vintage engraved glass cigarette holders, ball stem. That's it. So they don't know who they're by either. Someone mentioned that they thought it might be by Pearpoint. I don't know. I've not found anything. So there's a couple more. Yeah, there's lots of them. And yeah, look, even uranium ones. So cigarette holders. Yeah, I'm a non-smoker, but yeah, it's such a good quality little thing. In fact, it's better. I think it's probably one of the better, apart from maybe this one, which looks like it's made by Moser, possibly. But yeah, really nice thing still.
Just spotted this. I would have passed it by if it was a usual Empoli glass, but this one's got like a bubble control elephant foot on it. This might be a cedar. We can have a look in the catalogues and see if we can find it.
So I thought that glass might be a cedar, and then I couldn't find it, and I thought maybe it's off catalogue. Someone who tells me gives me a lot of advice, tells me a lot about 20th century glass, more than I knew. No, I should say, has told me he thinks it's either Japanese or Portuguese, but he couldn't find his reference. So it might be a cedar, it might be Japanese, it might be Portuguese. The fact that he actually said, "Oh, I can't find the file I've got the reference in," says he takes this seriously as I do, because I have mine is online files, but I have masses. Obviously, I've got all my books, some over here and around the corner and in the room and everything. So anyway, yeah, he does take it seriously. So maybe it's not a cedar, it might be someone else. So let's get back to the last piece.
So we've got this here, this box bootle, German wine bottle that's been made into a claret jug. It's got brass top and everything. That looks all original actually. £45, so this would be, yeah. So this one, sometimes the handle's pressed into it, and this one's actually an added handle, so I think this is a little bit earlier, so it's probably more sort of your 1850 kind of mark. But behind it is this. Yeah. Now, I think this is Stevens and Williams. I'm not 100% certain. They don't know what it is. They put it down as pink glass basket for £25. I think if it is Stevens and Williams, I think it might be worth more than that. I'm not 100% certain. But we can do a little bit of sleuthing on that one and try and pin it down.
So, someone has said the pink basket is Franz Wels, and I thought it was Stevens and Williams. And I still think it's Stevens and Williams, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, so first I'm going to show you why they might think it's Franz Wels. So here's one here in the same pink tight stripe, frilled edge, Franz Wels. I think this is wrong. There's another one here, pink tight stripe. It's got the looped handle. different kind of edge. I think this is wrong too. Yeah, now I'm being cruel, aren't I? So I think that's it on here. I have looked quite a lot. So there's 2 examples there, and Franz Fels did do these kind of baskets. If you go to the Kralik website, now this is the guy that created this website did a lot of research. Okay, so, and this is the decor types he's got here: stripes and spots, and well, the section. Hang on, let me show you. Franz Fels visual decor. You've got all of this, different types of patterns and everything. And I've lost the one I was looking at. So actually, you see this one here, you've got a pink one here, but the pattern is not the same, is it? That's not the same. And then see if I can find the stripes and spots again. Stripes and spots, here we go. There's no tight pink. There's a few pink ones, but then the lines are spaced on those. Can you see this, like these ones? There, let me show you. I'll open one and you can have a closer look at it. They've all got this type of stripe, so that is not right, okay? And then the ones that have got tighter stripes are not the same either. So there's nothing here that's matching those tight pink stripes. And even when they do have, like this one's got tight stripes, but all of them have got splodges as well. So, and that basket didn't have any splodges. If we go to, well, shapes, we've got baskets here. This is the closest one, and you can see it does have a thorn handled basket with that. It does have ripples, but it's not. The handles are completely different. The frill's different. The frill on all of these is different. That one's got a frilly hand, but not the same kind of frill. And then it's got a black edge anyway. So yeah, none of these baskets are like the one, shaped like the ones. There's only one which has got a similar handle, but actually the baskets themselves, the way they're formed and finished, is not the same. Okay. And as I said, this guy's done a lot of research on this. He's really tried to cross-reference and pull this together. And he actually runs the Franz Fels Facebook group as well. His name's Craig Orkney. And he seems like a good guy that knows what he's doing. So I can't find it in here. And this is the best reference you're going to get for it, okay? And if I go the other way, so I did the same for Stevens and Williams glass basket, and then suddenly you get this one here. So I have opened these. You've got this one here with a looped handle, and it's got the same tight pattern. Okay, same type pattern in this jug and this vase as well. So you see, you've got other things with this that don't look like Franz Fels with this same pattern here. And then you've got this one here is in America. He's saying Stevens and Williams, similar kind of jug, doesn't have a loop. I mean, basket doesn't have a loop. And you've got this one, which is also similar but doesn't have a loop, but same kind of thorny handle, same type pipe stripes. Then I've been in here, got one here. There's this one here. I've opened that, I think. Yeah, no. You've got this basket and you've got this cup, which is very un-Franz Fels. Like, I don't think they've got any cups. So, yeah. Now, do I have anything else? So these are all online stuff, a bit less trustworthy. And let me pull out my pied de resistance. So this is the book Decorative Victorian Glass by Cyril Manley. This jug here has the same pattern, okay, that we've seen in like on that vase and basket and the little cup thing and everything. And this is listed as Stevens and Williams 1900. So if you're looking for sort of like fixed references. I can't find a fixed what would be the best reference in the acrylic glass website. It's not there for this colorway. And then we've got probably more people leaning towards this being Stevens and Williams in just the general blurb, but we do have this good book reference for this colorway. So and also the other thing I noticed is it doesn't have a cut rim. The basket didn't have a cut rim, and and that's very Franz Walser thing to do when it comes to a top like this, where you've got the white interior on the outside. If it doesn't have an edge on it that's specifically put on, quite often they're very cut, and it wasn't like that. So yeah, I'm sticking with Stevens and Williams as the one, unless someone else can come up with better evidence than that. So there we go. Apologies for not being very festive. I don't have any tinsel around my head or any of those kind of things all over the background or flashy lights. But anyway, Merry Christmas, because it's only a couple of days away. And so I'm going to be ploughing on. I'm going to do a few fill-in videos now, and not fill-ins, but subjects that are separate from me going out and about. Let's say they're not fill-ins, because I can't cover everything I want to talk about just by doing out and abouts all the time. And I want to show you all my own wonderful glass as well. But so have a Merry Christmas. If you're not watching this before Christmas, watch it after. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. And I accidentally closed my browser, so not every reference I showed will be in the description, but some of them will be. All the contact details for Brackley Antiques will be in the description below, and please remember to like and subscribe, because I'm going to be carrying on making videos for the foreseeable future. So thank you for watching. Have a good night. Good night.